Hello, guys. The Halloween is upon us. The final day. Monday. The real Halloween day. Sadly, it is on Monday. Some of us, maybe most of us, has school or work tomorrow. So, no really big parties. We had to party like 2 days ago, and it was fun. I just want to thank you all for sticking with me all this Halloween, watching my reviews, rating them, maybe taking an advice what to watch or what to enjoy. I also want to thank all of you who have subscribed during this month. My subscriber count is now 124 and probably rising, hopefully rising. I'm gonna leave you now with this one final thing I made on Friday, and I hope that you like it. It's not anything fancy, but it's something. And once again, I thank all of you for watching my videos, watching my reviews. Happy Halloween to you all, and I'll see you again when I have done something else, watched a new movie, went to the movies, and reviewed something else. Until then, enjoy, and again, happy Halloween. Hello, common people. This is a Common Guy Reviews, and I am your lovely host, Pepsi. Today's main event is going to be something else. It's gonna be a special thing I haven't done in this channel before. It's gonna be a podcast. Me and my brother
Hello, it's I.
are going to talk about horror throughout our life. And of course, you know that English is not my native language. I do script on my videos, and even then I stumble. So
Yeah.
you can expect me to do a major fuck up with this. But my brother talks English almost as his second native language because he has friends actually, something that I don't. So
Yeah, I speak a lot of English, and I might fuck up because this is for the first time that I've been on a podcast, and this is like a sort of a unnatural environment for me. So I might also fuck up. So don't judge me too bad.
yeah, because podcast is something that we talk to each other.
Yeah, that's a normal
Yeah,
conversation.
that is a normal conversation that is just recorded, and that is a podcast basically. I have just a minimal setup. I have my snowball, blue Yeti snowball, whatever that is,
Yeah.
set on a table. I have put some major noise things away from this place where in the kitchen right now.
Yes, our studio.
So yeah, and we have been starting our Halloween now. A couple hours. We cut off our pumpkin.
Yeah, and we're gonna prepare some pizza rolls. Pizza rolls.
Yeah, I'm gonna make something nice little snack for the evening, so it's nice. But yeah, let's start with that.
Oh, we're gonna start
Yeah,
with
you wanna say something?
Yeah, I was just saying you're not gonna mention what we're drinking right now.
Yeah, we are drinking some White Russian right now. Just a social lubricant, you know. Of course, I don't.
Need it?
No, I don't. I don't like.
Yeah, this
I'm gonna say this in Finnish. En kehota ketään juomaan.
I don't recommend that anybody drinks.
Yeah, I don't recommend that anybody is going to drink anything. I don't console it.
Condone it.
Condone it, of course, yeah.
Console
I don't, yeah.
well, that happens.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
not
I don't condone drinking. Don't drink. Just enjoy your life. But we are drinking right now. Don't do as I do. Do as I say. But yeah, now let's start this podcast, the horror themed podcast. We are going to talk about horror movies. The first topic we're going to discuss is that what horror was when you were just a child. What horror meant to you?
meant to me. I don't think I really thought about it that much. I mean, horror was obviously everything that was scary and spooky, and I was afraid of absolutely everything when I was a child.
Yeah, me too. I remember horror as this natural feeling. It was like when you were a child, you were scared of the real things, like what if mother and father wasn't home? What
Yeah.
if something happens? I was like, I did all these fucking scenarios in my head all the time when I was a child.
Those are normal fears.
Yeah, those normal life fears. What would happen if I come home from school one day and father and mother was not there? What if the house was empty? What would I do then?
Yeah.
What lurks in the shadows? What is in the closet? It's so dark. It's dark under my bed. I don't dare to go there.
I actually had something like that happen to me when I was a kid. I was outside playing with my friends, and then I came back home, and it was the middle of the winter, and we had some talks previously in the day that we're gonna go. We just walk somewhere and maybe grill some sausages and whatnot. And I tried to get inside, but the door didn't open, and I didn't realize the door had frozen. It had frozen shut, so it was difficult for me to open. But I thought that the door was locked and everybody had left, so I just stood there on the front yard crying. And one of the fucking neighbors came in and asked if I was okay, and I went and told the neighbor that they left me behind, you know. But then my mom opened the door, and what the hell are you?
What the hell?
Like, oh, I just couldn't open the door because it was frozen shut.
Yeah, that one. I told everybody that I have been left alone. I remember that. I remember when our parents just tells me that I did the thingies when I was a child. That I would go to the police car, which was parked on our local shops, to the front of the local shop. And I went there and I said, "Hey, I have been left alone. My parents have abandoned me. Help me." And I did just so I could drive a police car. I wanted to get to the police car, so I did that.
Nasty, that's nasty.
Yeah, and the one thing that I also did when I was a child is that I told the nurse or school nurse, I told her that I don't get any food.
Oh dear.
And know that I was a fat kid, and I was always a chubby, even when I was a child. So imagine this fucking chubby child crying that I don't get any food. It must be really funny, but they took it seriously. And I was a little, I don't know, I was a liar. But not a liar, but a little bit not so bad version of a liar.
White lie.
Yeah, something. I did some white lies or something. Goose. I don't really know.
Goofs. You did some pranks.
Pranks. Well, yeah, pranks. Yeah. But yeah, so not everything is laced with fear, of course, and not a horror, but it is what it is. You remember any scary movies, cartoons, anything when you were a child? You remember something that stuck in your head when you were just a little child?
Yes, I do particularly remember one movie, and it's The Exorcist that I watched at my grandmother's place. It was my uncle watching it on television, and I saw the fucking little girl that just looked all messed up, and I don't know why particularly, but it just scarred me for life. I was so fucking afraid of the Exorcist girl that I was even afraid of the scary movie parody of the girl that was supposed to be funny. And even now when I'm an adult, I still just feel this. I'm not afraid of the Exorcist girl anymore, but I just get this, profound reaction when I see a picture that I have to look away. I don't like looking at it because it was just a big trauma when I was a child.
Yeah, how old are we? I'm 31.
I'm 28.
Yeah, so it has been some time. It's been like 20 years.
Yeah.
Little under 20 years of
Maybe
you.
a little under.
Yeah, I remember that scary movie thing also. I remember when we were sitting at the couch, and I can point right now to the finger where I was sitting. My uncle bring his computer to us, and he did in the early 2000s. He did this really illegal thing that is downloading movies on the internet. So sometimes every now and then he would bring something to us and we would watch it. And one night it was the scary movie, which was the
Scary Movie 2.
Yeah, well, The Exorcist was the starting event.
Yeah, the beginning parody was The Exorcist, and I was so afraid of The Exorcist that I didn't even accept the fucking parody.
Yeah, and I remember you crying.
Yeah, I ran away. I was crying upstairs in the stairs.
Yeah, everybody else was laughing so hard, but you were crying.
Yeah, I was so afraid of it.
Yeah, that is something that is traumatic to the child, and it can last to the adulthood. Of course, when we were talking about Finland, I can't talk about our childhood traumas without addressing the Grok.
Grok, yeah.
Yeah, from the Moomins, yeah. Something that almost everybody was scared of. It was something that, in particular, right now, when you go to these forums and stuff and ask adult people now in their 30s and 40s that what are you scared, what is something that you remember in childhood, what was scary? It was always Grok.
There was a lot of unsettling things in the original Moomins. And the thing was, I was never really afraid of the Grok. That's a really weird name, English name. But I was never afraid of the Grok. It was just extremely unsettling, which is a feeling that I'm more in tune with now as an adult.
Yeah, but even how afraid I was of the croak, even more was that ice lady.
Oh, the ice
Jarova. That
Yeah,
was
yeah,
that,
it's
that
just-
we was calling her back in the days, and she was terrifying. Like she never blinked.
Yeah,
Not
well,
once. Never blinked actually. She just ride on her horse and just on this big eyes, round eyes that never blinked. And same face all the time. And everybody in the Moomins are scared of her and just running away because if she comes too close you're going to get frozen.
Yeah.
And that was scary shit when I was a kid. That was like the next level.
Yeah, those are usually the two things that people point to when they talk about the movements.
Yeah, and of course there are these deleted episodes, a banned episode in Finland, the one where there was this pirate.
I don't remember the pirate
The
episode.
pirate episode was he kidnaps Niskuneiti.
Wasn't that in English Snork Maiden?
Yeah, Snork Maiden, kidnaps Snork Maiden, and threatened her with a knife. And
Yeah.
that was, and the one was with, and the demon.
Yeah,
demon that
demon
lived in the tree.
I actually watched it when I found it. I watched the Japanese version of the
Yeah,
episode. It was
and
interesting.
fucking Snufkin just sassed him, like outplayed the devil.
Yeah, good shit.
Yeah, it was
No
cool.
wonder Snafkin is so popular
Yeah.
even in abroad.
Yeah, and what else do I have to mention at this point? Yeah, animals of the farting food.
Farthing good.
Yeah, kaukometsän pakolaiset.
Yeah,
as
I
we say in
remember.
Finnish. That one. Because that was such a brutal death scenes. Like, death in that cartoon was really real. It was really realistic. The animals died. I remember the hedgehog dying when he was hit by a car.
Mm.
I remember the fasan? Fasani?
Fasani. It's some sort of a bird.
It's a bird. I don't really know what that's in English.
Yeah, a lot of like terms for animals are gonna be lost to us.
Yeah, but that one bird and his wife was killed and made as food.
Yeah.
Just plucked her and
That's messed up to show
Yeah.
children.
yeah,
And wasn't there this one movie about the rabbits? Watership Down?
yeah. Watership Down, of course.
Yeah, that
Oh,
was a fun little fucking afternoon movie to watch.
yeah, and it's actually really funny and what would say classic way. Or grandma bought at that movie
Mm.
because of the one cute bunny movie that she found in a store.
Really cute.
Yeah, and we watched that, and that shit also scared me. I remember when the rabbits were like gassed. They closed off all the exits from the den, and then they gassed the rabbits, and they tried to go from the one, and they all like jammed in the one hole, and they showed how the rabbits died one by one,
Yeah,
asphyxiating.
Suffocated.
Yeah, suffocating.
Yeah, and there was this one evil rabbit with one with the blind eyes, and they like fought and attacked each other.
Yeah, and there was a lot of blood, and there was this dog. Everybody was afraid of that dog that just killed everybody. Yeah, it was a messed shit. And also I remember this one Scooby-Doo movie. Do you remember the Scooby-Doo?
With the pirates,
yeah,
zombies.
Yeah, and the cat ladies.
Yeah, cat
yeah,
ladies.
of course the cat ladies.
My brain has filtered those out, but yes, I remember I watched it many times and I thought it was kind of scary.
Yeah, it was kinda. I like the song. The song was banging. I listened it one day, some time ago, and it was still banging song. I remember it. But those zombies were like really realistic.
Yeah, I still remember when they're like down in this pit. And I remember do they find something and suddenly like they start coming out of the walls and there's like the pirate captain.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's messed up.
Yeah, and there's two women where the cat thing is. And,
Yeah, the cat
and,
women.
Yeah, they needed to kill those for the Harvest Moon. For some reason.
Yeah, it's been a long time since I watched it.
Yeah, but if we now go away from childhood, or early childhood, what was scary when you were a teenager? Like 12 to 15? The part of the life when we were not together so much. When we both have our different things.
Oh, different things. I don't want to sound like I'm sort of a tough guy or a badass, but it was when my teenage years when I started to get desensitized to all the horror and scary things. I didn't really find a lot of things scary anymore, and which still stays true now that I'm an adult. I'm more unsettled and things like that, but I haven't felt genuine fear from media since I was a little child. And one thing that plays into that is when I watched Paranormal Activity. And that was hyped up as a super scary movie, and people couldn't sleep for weeks, and the movie theaters. Yeah, I even watched trailers from YouTube about Paranormal Activity where people were traumatized in the movie theaters and whatnot. And when I finally watched it, it was such a letdown. And that really played into it, how I've just become completely desensitized. Like, genuine fear is no longer a part of it. But, yeah, I guess I don't have anything else to say.
Yeah.
I am a real edgy guy.
Yeah, but the funny thing is that me neither. I don't remember so much scary things when I was a teenager. Because when I was a teenager, life was of course different. I started drinking and I started doing this teenager stuff. I get my moped, motorbike. What is that? Not so fast going version of that.
Scooter.
Yeah, scooter. But yeah, I was scooting everywhere, and there I got my license, and yeah, life was that. I did not watch so many movies back then, so I don't have so many like fears from around that time, like the fears of the movies and everything. When I was a teenager, the fear itself or horror was more like the again the real life horror.
Horrors of reality.
Yeah. I don't get a job. I don't get a school where I want to go. I don't get to do anything. I fail at life and all that good stuff.
Death of a loved one.
Yeah. All kinds of this stuff. So not so much of horror movies. We have a lot of movie posters on our walls, and when I look at them, I just don't resonate with any of them. I don't like feel fear or remember anything of that kind. One thing that I forgot to mention when I was a child, you remember Ginga Nagare Hopeanuoli.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that because that Ginga Nagare is actually so popular in Finland, that is absolutely amazing. And because of that, there are a lot of people who are so afraid of bears.
Yeah, bears are. They are fucking scary.
Yeah, bears are fucking scary, but they always fear those bears and woods and stuff. We learned that from there. But yeah, so if the teenager years were so scary, nothing really scared. So what about when the adulthood came?
Yeah, like I said, even in my adult years, there's something that I'm genuinely afraid of. But there have been movies that have unsettled me, and I think one of the best examples is The Babadook. Like, I wouldn't say that I ever felt genuine fear watching it, but I was so goddamn unsettled by the movie. The atmosphere, the characters, everything. And there's a couple other movies that I think that really unsettled me. But I can't bring them to memory right now. But Babadook is my first example when I talk about a movie that really unsettled me.
Yeah, I remember too watching The Babadook, and it was pretty unsettling. But and I like the atmosphere, and I like the actors. And I like that that movie achieved something like many other movies don't just achieve ever. And it is the thing where you are like this when the action happens, when the night is and all the shit happens, when the Babadook happens, then it's like really intensive and scary and stressing, and you start to sweat up. But when the day comes or the morning, you like feel this relief that it's over, and that is something that in the many movies are not present anymore. They can't grasp that.
They just focus on fucking jump scares.
Yeah, jump scares. Jump scares are the thing. Hollywood jump scare movies. It has to be everywhere.
It is absolutely. It's infesting all horror movies like a fucking disease, a sickness. It's just. Most movies just rely on it too much. Some movies, like really good movies, can have like a couple jump scares that can be good, but most modern horror movies, like let's take for example a movie a friend of mine went to watch called The Nun, Nun like the fucking holy lady, and it was like the most generic fucking horror movie full of just jump scares. And the thing about jump scares is that it doesn't really create any atmosphere. You're just fucking anticipating the jump scare, and once it comes, it jumps somebody flicking their fingers into your face. That's not being scared. You're just fucking reacting normally.
Yeah, that's one thing, and I have said so many times that getting scared or getting spooked is not nothing but a physical reaction. It has nothing to do with the fear, the feeling of fear, the feeling of something. You can be spooked of anything. You can flinch at anything. If the fucking bird flies from the tree suddenly, it's not. Oh, I felt so much horror and fear when the bird flew. No, I got just.
Yeah, you got taken off guard.
Yeah, I flinched. It's not fear. But yeah, I think that many movies do those things, and also when we were talking about scary movies and about the horror movies, one movie that was pretty distressing was when we first watched The Fourth Kind, the UFO movie.
Yeah, I remember that. Yeah, that really fucked with me when I watched The Fourth Kind. I didn't remember it when we were talking about it, but yeah, that's one of the movies that also really messed with me.
yeah, it was like I so much believed that the movie was honest when it said that this is the real thing.
Yeah.
This is the real documented thing.
Real movie, real people.
Yeah.
I mean, the people in that movie do exist for real. They are real people, but whether or not those things happen, it's in the question.
Yeah, that's not sure that if it actually happened. It's just something that they said that, yeah, this is a real city and this is real phenomenon there. And yeah. But is it? Nobody knows. But I believe it was. I believe when they said, yeah, this is a documentary, and we have just dramatized something, and then we watched it, and it really fucked with my head. It was really scary. Like I never knew that the aliens would be so fucking scary in the first place, and I remember getting really restless night after that, because I genuinely thought that it was real, until my mind just explain it to me that, hey, wait a minute, it's a movie.
Yeah, maybe some things might be real, but for example, when they start getting possessed and the voice of God speaks through them, or the aliens that claim to be God start speaking through them, maybe that goes a little into the sci-fi.
Yeah, and they had those security camera footage.
Yeah, it always went grainy whenever anything started happening. Always, conveniently.
Yeah, and you saw in some places when it was big alien ship coming through the sky, it just looked fake. It's so fake for the first
That was
minutes.
probably footage made for the movie, but
yeah, maybe that was
all
the
of it was
dramatized thing. Yeah, I think so too. But yeah, that movie will fuck me up. Very good. But yeah, but in the adulthood, the horror kind of turned. It got a new face because these days horror is more like this. It is this thing that takes me away from the real life horrors. Of course, I am afraid of real life horrors today. I am afraid of the war really near us.
Yeah.
I am afraid of the nuclear war if that ever comes to conclusion. I am afraid of the diseases and hunger and economic collapsing and all the fucking shit that could happen. And then I turn into the horror movies. Because it's so much easier kind of fear, in quote marks, fear movies when you actually have it's fictional.
yeah, when it's not real, it's not happening there.
Yeah, it's not happening, so it's funny.
Yeah.
So do you have anything to in the movies? What kind of movies, like present movies, are good?
I've absolutely fallen in love in the past years. Let's say starting in 2015, I've fallen in love with the subgenre of horror, which is cosmic horror. I am just absolutely in love with it. And it is the only thing that got me to actually read books, because I don't read books. I actually started reading H.P. Lovecraft. And whenever I get my hands on like a cosmic horror movie inspired by H.P. Lovecraft, I absolutely love it. I wouldn't say that I'm feeling afraid of them, but I'm not afraid of them. But I just love the atmosphere and the idea of the unimaginable, like the horrors of things that we can't comprehend. And I think the first Lovecraftian, like proper Lovecraftian movie I watched was Colorado Space, which is a movie that I ended up loving a lot. And later on we got a bunch of other Lovecraftian movies. And I think the best one was I already forgot its name, but it was the indie movie.
Yeah, The Endless.
The Endless, yeah, that was one of the best Lovecraftian movies. I would say it was better than Colorado Space.
Yeah, it has some things that it made, but it didn't have Nicolas Cage.
He didn't have Nicolas Cage. I mean, yeah, there were some things. I absolutely loved the bit where he was inside the house and he answered the police. You know, everything had gone to shit, and he was like, "You know how it's like, you know, out here in the farm."
Yeah.
I was like, "Yeah,
shit happens.
Yeah, people go crazy, you know.
Yeah, you know, we're
Little meteor comes out of
crazy,
space,
yeah.
fucks everything up. Yeah, that happens here in the farm.
My llama just melted together. There are now the blob of flesh. But
Yeah,
yeah,
that
you
happens.
know how it is. We're on the farm, you know how it life is.
Yeah, I mean that was good. You got me.
Yeah, and in the Colorado space, the Israel's, was it Israel or is so with the hippie guy, and the speech at the end about the how it lives in the well and it grew in there and it came from the space, came with the rock, and it was and in the speech when he was recording himself. And then they were listening to the tape, and it was like really crappy tape. It looked like the voice changed all the time and cracked and popped. It was such a cool scene.
It was. It really is. Cosmic horror is so fucking cool.
It is.
And I know it's not a movie, but the video game Bloodborne was what really got me into cosmic horror.
Yeah, Bloodborne was good. I didn't appreciate Bloodborne at first, but when I played it and I got through with it, it was like, oh my god, this is a masterpiece, and I absolutely loved it. Everything it does.
Everything it does, yeah. I don't have anything at that. Bloodborne is fucking perfect. If you haven't played it, then play it.
Yeah, yeah. But of course, all the movies, like I said, we are watching the horror just to escape the real life horrors, and it's so much easier and lighter just to escape to the fictional horror. And I don't be afraid of movie anymore. So I don't be afraid anymore. Like
yeah, you don't fear movies.
Yeah, there's no fear present when I watch the movies anymore. Of course, there's tension and there's this, oh my god, this is so cool looking, and oh, this is amazing, this character is amazing, everything about this amazing, this movie, how it made this, and even one thing about movie, just about one scene of the movie can make me watch the movie again and fell in love fell in love in the movie. Like when I was a child, I remember when I was just finding some things in the movie, like some line, like one thing that I absolutely loved when I was a child was the Aladdin, when the final confrontation with the Jafar. Yeah, and he said that he grabbed Aladdin as his snake form and said that you little fool.
You fool.
Did you think that you could defeat the most powerful thing on earth? Yeah, and that was really cool. In Finnish version too. He said something like, luulitko pystyväsi maailman mahtavimmalle olennolle? And it was so cool. It was delivered in such a fucking force and in such a nice way that I watched the Aladdin many times just because of that one scene. And other movies too. When I found something really cool, I would watch that movie again and again, and just sometimes I would just like Kela. Rewind.
Yeah, rewind tape.
Yeah, rewind tape. Just same scene. To get to watch the scene again and again.
Yeah, talking about rewatching movies. When I was a kid, I would rewatch a lot of movies. I would watch a lot of the Disney movies, and I remember we went to this movie renting place, and we got a movie called Monster House. And it had such a profound effect on me for whatever reason that I watched it like the very next morning, 2 times back to back. And which is weird. I didn't know I liked it so much.
Yeah.
But now that as an adult, I don't rewatch movies. Like I watch it once, and maybe I'll watch it again in 5 years, maybe.
Yeah, me too. I love a movie, and I watch it again in a year or 2 if I really like it. Like one movie that I watched alone. I was taking a couple drinks, and I watched the Colorado Space. And the last time I watched it was 2019. And it was like 2 or 3 years after that I watched it. I don't anymore watch the movies again and again like other people, especially people who review movies like me. Some of them just go and watch the movie in the theaters like many times.
Yeah, they pay for the movie theaters. Like, that's something I don't really understand. But if you wanna like be a critic, you wanna critique every single aspect of the movie, then I guess you have to watch it many times. But you know, I'm not a critic, so
yeah, because those people get from the movies everything, that every little syllable, every little niche thing. They watch the movie first and they enjoy the film, then they go and they focus on something else. They don't like focus on the characters and their speech. They look at what happens in the background, and something that would miss with them in the first view.
Yeah, little details, and maybe pay more attention to previous events. Like there's a lot of moments in movies where you watch it for the first time, you're really confused at the start, and once you watch the whole movie, the previous scenes start making more sense. So you watch it again and you see those early scenes again, and you understand it better because you now have the fucking context. Sorry,
Yeah.
I started there.
Yeah, that is the weird thing. But yeah, that was about it. That was about our whole thing about the horror. We came from childhood to the
Teenage years.
teenage years,
Adulthood.
now the adulthood. Horror, then horror now.
I have one more thing to say about horror that I didn't get a chance to
Okay,
say throughout
okay.
the whole thing. That the thing about horror is that what I appreciate about in horror is the atmosphere, and I like the aesthetic of horror more than I like horror itself. Which is probably, that sounds weird. Like I like vampires, werewolves, dilapidated houses, haunted houses, ghosts, and whatnot. I like the aesthetic.
Yeah, aesthetic is good. Well, Halloween.
Halloween, yeah, that's the extra reason why I like Halloween so much, because I love the spooky aesthetic.
Yeah.
Watching horror movies or playing a scary game and decorating your house with cheap plastic skeletons, I
Yeah.
just love the aesthetic of it.
Yeah, it is not like we just are here and be afraid of what we've done in the house. It is solely for the aesthetic. I'm not scared of the fucking skeleton that hangs from the ceiling.
Well, I doubt anybody is. I think most people like the aesthetic.
Yeah,
But for me, like horror is all about the aesthetic and the feeling, the atmosphere.
yeah, it is.
And talking about atmosphere is very abstract. Like you can't really define it, and it's not objective either. Like you could feel that something is atmospheric, but the other person looks at it and thinks it's bland. It's kind of like humor.
Yeah, like horror or phobias. The thalassophobia, megalophobia, everything. Thalassophobia being that you are afraid of the open water. And what is under the water and you are scared of it. Or megalophobia, you are afraid of the big things. Big buildings, big statues, big everything.
Yeah, fears are subjective.
Yeah.
Someone is afraid of spiders and other people don't give a fuck.
Or the now popular liminal spaces.
That's one I don't understand. How are you afraid of a fucking empty room?
Yeah, I don't really need either. But some people fear horror or be unsettled or fear in the environment that we feel home. Like I like the small and cozy room. Somebody is choking in there, and wants the open space more open, wants the things be more bright. Like I like the dark colors. Our walls are dark blue, old brick, everything like that. Everything that is like dark. And some people just like that our furniture is white and walls are white, and it's like and I'm just like I feel really unsettled on the all white environment. It is like I am in the insane asylum. That any moment the guy would come with a fucking straight jacket. But now let's go. Seeing
going
fucking
insane.
basic shapes.
I'm saying basic shapes.
Yeah, that is an inside joke from them. The Endless.
Yeah.
They had this fucking symbol that was just triangle.
Yeah, it was just a triangle and everybody was going crazy and I was like, oh no, basic shapes.
Yeah, basic shape make me go crazy. But yeah, shall we wrap this up?
Fine with me.
Yeah. Thank you for listening. This was the podcast with me, Pepse, and my brother, whose nickname is...
Sweet Tail on YouTube.
Yeah.
But I'm also known as Dumb Fin Tails in other places.
Yeah, he's like artistic, somewhat. He drew things at his past.
Yeah. Now I'm just a nerd that plays video games and learns languages.
Yeah. But yeah, this was Common Car Reviews. Today we didn't review anything, but this was a podcast. I thank you for listening, and I'll see you next time. And this was again your lovely host, Pepsi. See you next time. Goodbye.
Walete.